Hi everybody, Laura and Matt Rohde here with the Sarasota Gulf Coast Homes team. We figured that we would just make this content while we're in the car, being as that is where we spend the majority of our time. So today we are going to talk about the market and where we see it currently. It is May 7th of 2024, and Matt, take it from here. What are we seeing in the market?
The market is ever changing, as we know. And the most recent, we were a little nervous a few months ago, as our team, normally we sell about 20 homes a month, and we were getting down to like 10 homes a month, and we weren't liking the way that was tracking. But then all of a sudden, rates stopped coming down. You know, everybody was kind of waiting for the rates to come down, which, as most of us know, was never to come down to where it was. But they did end up coming down a little bit, then they stopped, started going back up, and all of a sudden we had an explosion. And I think just in the month of May, we have 38 closings.
In the month of May.
It's pretty crazy. And on top of that, everybody's busy working 7 days a week again in the real estate world. So we're seeing it taking off. Now, with it taking off, we have to know and understand, if you're a buyer or a seller, you know, what this means to you. So basically, if you're a seller, you know, this is some positive news to try to get your home sold, right? Because there's more inventory now on the market than there has been since pre-COVID. So it's not been a very happy seller time in the last few months or so, but it is picking up. But you still have to make sure your home is ready to go. I mean, it has to be, you know, spotless. It needs to be all the little details fixed up, because buyers are still very picky, and because there's tons of inventory, you have to be ready to roll. And in regards to a buyer still, as of right now, you know, because of the market being a little back and forth, we're still making really good deals right now for our buyers, making offers because of the amount of homes that are on the market. So making deals, making offers, getting, you know, lease back opportunities. We're getting, you know, tons of different opportunities that has not been available recently. So talk to us and we'll show you exactly what we're doing to help our buyers and our sellers succeed in this market.
So what I think Matt is trying to say is that if you're a seller, it's a good market for you to sell because buyers are finally buying again, right? That rate shock has kind of gone away because they see that the rates aren't going down anymore. We thought that they were going to, they didn't, and now everyone says, okay, well, I guess I need to move, so I'm going to buy anyway. And that's what we're seeing happen. So if you're a seller, the good news is hopefully your days on market will decrease a little bit from what it has been in the 2 previous months before. I want to say that we're probably at a 90-day market right now, with average day on market in a lot of these communities in the area. And for what he's saying about for buyers is that there is a lot of inventory. So you can kind of take your pick. You can make some deals. You can negotiate in your favor to get a credit towards your closing costs or a little bit more help with the inspection items. So really, it's a good time to buy if you need to move, right? There's no bad time in real estate. When you need to move, and it's a good time to buy. It really just is personal preference, honestly.
What I think has been happening, a lot of people, when they came down here during the COVID boom, if you want to say, they were, putting offers in, getting outbid by $100,000, $200,000, $50,000, depending on the price of the house, and they went and got a rental. Now, they still have all that cash in their pocket from selling their home up north or wherever they're coming from, and they've been renting, waiting for the right time. And I think all those people are now pulling the trigger. So we're going to see all of a sudden this take off again. So if you're trying to buy, it might be a good time to get in the field, like a lot of our buyers are. It's been pretty what do you want to say? It's pretty popping right now, if you want to say. Popping. It's getting hot. I mean, buyers are coming out and they're ready to buy, and we're putting deals together. So just don't let you miss out waiting for the rates to come down. You know, right now, if you're renting or if you're looking to make that move, there's never a bad time to get in. You could always buy the house and refi later if the rates come down. And then that way you're getting best of both worlds. You can get a good deal on the house now, and you can refi later on. So that way you're not overpaying now, and works out really good.
Yeah, and when you're renting a house, I mean, all you're doing is paying down someone else's mortgage versus building your own wealth. So it's never a good time to rent unless you don't have the money to put down on a property. In that case, we understand that renting may be the only option. However,
But you may not know that there is certain lending, certain things you might qualify for if you are maybe a first-time homeowner and you think that you don't have enough money down. You wouldn't believe there's some properties that qualify for USDA loans, there's VA loans, there's FHA loans from as little as $0 down in certain cases, and sometimes even grants that you can get. So it's always worth talking to us so we can get you hooked up with one of our preferred lenders, because I mean that is something that you may never know when you could have bought a house years ago and you just didn't know that you'd qualify.
Absolutely. And so Matt, when somebody wants to purchase a home but they need to sell a home first, what options do they have right now? What are you seeing?
Well, we have to look at a couple different things. Some sellers they can purchase and then sell afterwards, which is an awesome opportunity if possible, or do some kind of a bridge loan or something like that.
What is a bridge loan?
A bridge loan is basically you're taking, there's different ways, different companies do different things. But basically taking out money of the house that you have now, or doing some kind of a short-term loan of basically you're going to sell and buy in some period of time to make the transition happen. Or if somebody has a ton of equity in their house and they can pull that equity out and buy the other house and then sell the other one. There's lots of different ways to do that depending on the equity of the house that they're selling, and if they can even swing both houses, of course. But the other thing is, right now we're able back into a market where we can actually do a contingency to sell a house. We've done a few of those lately, and they're coming back. So because there's so much inventory, sellers are willing to take a conditional deal now, and we have time to sell the house, get the deal done, and that way there's no rush. We can get things rolling, get your top dollar for selling, and get you into the house for buying. It's been coming back a lot, so we can do that as well.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that for those of you who do need to sell to buy, a lot of the worry always is, well, I don't want to rent in between. And so you don't have to, not in every case, right? We can schedule a closing so they happen back to back, so that your home can close, the home that you're currently in can close the same day as you close on the new one that you're purchasing, so that you never have to rent. You never have to get into a rental. You can just move from your current home into your new home seamlessly.
Or in some cases, we can do a short lease back, a week lease back, or a 30-day lease back to give you time to move out, where you get your funds, you don't have to worry about the deal closing. Then you schedule all your movers, you get all moved out, you take your time with it, and we've been able to negotiate plenty of those and able to do that as well. So there's so many opportunities, just depending on the offer, depending on what's going on at that time. But there's always opportunities, and that's what we specialize in, is knowing there's always
creativity.
Options. Yes, creativity.
Being creative.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So Matt, what are you saying to sellers right now, right? Because let's be honest, guys, homes are sitting much longer than they were 6 months ago. Prices have even changed slightly from where we were 6 months ago. And coming out of a market where homes were selling rather quickly, some sellers have expectations that their home isn't going to sit 60 to 90 days. And that's true if you price it accordingly, right?
Also, comps. Comps are the big thing. Everybody's like, oh, this house sold for this price down the street. Okay, but we can look at comps, of course, that's a portion of it, but you also have to look at what's
currently
in the market, currently listed on the market, to see what you're up against. That's more now than ever.
Right.
Before it was more of the comps, now it's more
sold comps. It was more of the sold comps previously, and now it's more of the active comps, right? What's currently on the market that you're going up against, right? Because if you're not selling, there's two reasons: it's price or it's location. And so, condition, price or condition. So if you know that your home's in good condition and it shows really well, the only other thing is price and what else is on the market that you're selling first if your home isn't priced accordingly, right? So right now, what we're recommending to our sellers is, if you want to sell before the average day on market for your specific community, we're suggesting that you list 10% under. If you want to sell within the average days on market, we list you at market value. And market value is not only determined by sold comps right now, but also by what is currently active, what you're going up against, what else is available in that particular area for the same price, where they can get the same amenities, a pool home to a pool home. It's not just community specific. You also have to look at amenities. So we kind of like to search zip codes and not so much communities right now, unless it's a major golf club like Laurel Oak, right? You're not going to compare Laurel Oak to another community in that area that doesn't have 2 golf courses or tennis or pickleball, right? So you have to know what you are comparing to, and that's why you need an educated agent. So I think that for sellers, we just want to say, have patience. The market is not what it was 6 months ago, and nothing has changed in terms of what the real estate agents are doing. You're not getting anything less. That's not why your house is sitting. Your house is sitting because there's so much more inventory. There's so much more to choose from. And so those buyers are looking at yours, but then they're also looking at everything else. So you really, really need to know your competition when you're listing right now, and your agent needs to know your competition.
So reach out to us. We're happy to help and let you know what we're seeing. And the good news is our team is so large that we get early notice of what's happening with the market before it really comes out to show the months of inventory is coming down. We knew over the last few weeks, last few months, that things were changing before anything was announced. So we kind of see ahead of time what's going on because the size of our team and the size of our brokerage is really big. So we get to be getting early access to all that, as well as if you're a buyer looking for a house, we do have 20 agents on our team that we do get off-market deals all the time, and we can tell you what's coming, and it's it's a great experience.
It is. And so we've been asked to do these videos and touch on some of these topics so many times. So Matt and I were just like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it in the car. That's where we are all the time, in the car, road warriors, right? That's what our real estate agents do. So I apologize for the bouncy video. Hope all of you didn't get sick watching this, but we're going to try to put out this content at least bi-weekly. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have other topics that you want covered, whether you are an agent, a team leader, or a consumer, please let us know. We're happy to give our input. Thanks so much.
See ya.